So welcome everyone. We are in this session today about EDIHs, H2020 and Horizon Europe, the cascading grants, the concept and the opportunities. Today our objective is to share some tools, some examples on how the EDIHs can support the digital transformation of companies and encourage you to take advantage of it. For sure, cascading grants offer a big opportunity for the SMEs, and we will be sharing some examples with you today. So, as you know, for those that are not very familiar and to set up the scene today, the cascading funding is a mechanism that allows startups, scale-ups and SMEs to participate more easily in European research and innovation projects, as the main objective is to reduce and simplify the administrative procedure to access to European grants. We would like to give some examples on how some of the key players in Europe has been doing this. So just to start with some information about one second. Sorry for this. I'm sharing the wrong. Some rules for today. For technical questions, please use the chat. Also, for the questions to the speakers, it's important that you put it in that specific questions and answers button that you have. And also, we have prepared a poll for you to warm up a little bit to know which is your knowledge about cascading funds. What do you think EDIHs can do, or how they can take advantage of cascade funds? And you will have this. You will find the slides in the Files tab. We already uploaded them, so you can download it easily from there. So, as I was saying, please go to the poll and let us know, what do you think are the benefits of cascade funding for EDIHs? We have 4 different options. That is the support of SMEs in adopting new technologies, also support in the advancement of digital skills, support SMEs in finding investment on new business models, and also business boosting local innovation ecosystems and networking. So today in the panel, we have together with us Edina Nemet. She is national contact point from Hungary and will be sharing with us what are the cascading grants and why EDIH should be involved and not miss this opportunity. Edina has been working with EU research program of the National Research Development and Innovation Office of Hungary since 1999. And also, she has contributed to multiple studies and gap analysis of national and European research policies and programs. She's currently also national contact point in the project Idealist. And we will have also today Inga Berzina. She is representative of Smart Agri Hubs, which is a European project that involves EDIHs and support SMEs via cascading fund. She will give us her overview on what is the role of the EDIHs, what has been the possibilities that this project brought to the EDIHs, and to let you know that Inga is representing the Union of Farmers Parliament EDIH. She's active for more than 20 years in project management and innovation in agriculture, and is currently involved in supporting the development of the agricultural sector and networking opportunities among farmers and technology developers. Also, we will have another example, an SME that has been benefiting from these cascading funds thanks to the support that they received from the EDIH. And that's why we invited Alberto Sierra from Bosonit. He is innovation consultant specialist in project management and entrepreneurship, and has a wide experience in project management. He's currently working at the innovation department at Bosonit, that is a data-based, scale-up based in Spain, and they are beneficiaries of L4MS and EDIH Square. So they will sharing with us, what it takes to participate for an SME in cascading fund, and also, how important was the support that they received from the EDIH. And finally, I'm Maria Roca. I will be your moderator today. I'm Senior Project Manager at Funding Box. Funding Box is a European deep tech organization. We are currently supporting over 50 companies. We have managed more than 30 millions in cascading funds, and via the 43 projects that we are currently managing, we will be distributing more than 100 millions in the next years. So that's why we are here today to discuss about how these cascade grants can be beneficial for us. So let me go back to the poll. Let me see what are your responses. So I can see that the 44% of you think that supporting SMEs in finding investing on new business model is the most important activities that can be done with cascading funds. And well, I have to admit that there is no right or wrong answer here. It's true that cascading funds offer different opportunities for the SMEs, from testing digital technologies via a small experiments, but also, the support that they can receive in finding investments and new business model it goes along together with the technology adoption. So let me move to the next slide. So here you have some projects that are currently supporting SMEs in the different aspects. For instance, there are projects like i4MS together with Change to Twin and all the others that are within this umbrella, and Smart Anything Everywhere, that are supporting SMEs in testing their technological innovations. Also, in the case of the digital skills, I have to say that even though this has not been very popular in the poll, it's something that through cascading grants can be done. There are different projects, for instance, Smart for All and also Bowie, that use the cascading fund to develop methods where SMEs can benefit from the exchange of knowledge between the EDIHs and also between academia and the SMEs. And also, at the end, it's important that the development of training modules that go along with the testing of new technologies in training and upskilling of the workforce to contribute to the full adoption of these technologies. So this is one of the activities that can be done and strengthened via the cascade funds. And last but not least, also as there is in the poll, the opportunity to networking, because this is one of the things that, well, usually when you participate in European projects, people value the most. Also for the SMEs is key, this type of networking opportunities, because it is something that usually they are not used to or have not access so easily. So in the case of one example that I have in i4MS, we conducted a survey among the SMEs that participated, and what they valued the most of participating in this cascade funding, it was the possibility of networking and the possibility of meeting other SMEs and other research institutions that supported them. And also what to say about boosting the innovation ecosystem and networking opportunities. As I said, this is key, but not only for SMEs, as I mentioned, also for the EDIHs. At the end, all these projects that are offering cascading funds are also working towards the upskilling also and for the DIHs to really understand what are the value proposition they have and how they can benefit from it. For instance, Change to Twin is running now a program where they are training DIHs to support them later in giving access to this technology to the SMEs. So I also encourage you to be in contact with these initiatives, not only for the funding opportunities that are available, but also for the networking opportunities, the opportunities also to improve the services that you are delivering, increase the portfolio of your activities, and at the end, take full advantage, of all the possibilities that are there. And sometimes it's not easy to be aware of everything that is going on. So how you can keep updated on the latest news about open source? As you can see in the next slide, you can find the information in DIHnet EU project where you can find all the open course related innovation hubs. Also, I invite you to take a look in our website, fundingbox.com, because as I said, we are managing a lot of your projects. We are posting information not only about projects, but also projects with cascading funds. And of course, the portal of the European Commissions that you have the link here. So you have here my contact details. I will be now giving the floor to Edina that will explain us what is the role of the what are the cascading funding and the role expected for the EDIHs. So Edina, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Maria. So let me start with a very, very basic introduction, since EDIHs, e-dihs, are now gearing up across Europe, so maybe some are not so yet involved in cascading grants. So basically, they provide funding for many, many activities like experimentation with technologies. They provide support to make sure that SMEs build business models and get involved in ecosystems. They provide networking opportunities, and they basically all channel their efforts to ensure that SMEs have all the support they need to grow in their area. Next, please. Next slide, please. Thank you. So, Digital Europe, one of the most important parts of it is to really enable these digital innovation ecosystems. And as mentioned, I'm involved in the network of national contact points for Horizon, the Idealist network, and we provide some overviews for you of what digital innovation ecosystems are being built around Europe and what kind of funding opportunities are available. Next, please. So in a nutshell, what are financial support for third-party calls, or also known as cascading grants? Very simple. So the Commission has found that SMEs have a very difficult time navigating the Horizon program, all the high-level policy objectives, the work programs, the calls, the long evaluation period, the long projects. So what they've decided is to make it easier, faster, and simpler for SMEs to access these programs. So when they publish a big call in the usual Horizon work program, a project is funded, and this project has then the option to dedicate a certain portion of its budget to cascading grants, open calls, which enable SMEs to apply quickly and easily without being fully involved in the whole policy networking process that surrounds the big calls themselves. And then they simply get a cascading grant. Flexibly, they're involved as long as they want, and they get done whatever it is that they need to get done. Next, please. So the main message is that it's a simple, fast, and SME-friendly scheme where SMEs get to experiment with innovative technologies. They get involved in growing ecosystems, not just their regional ones, but across the EU. They find new complementary partners who otherwise would be difficult to access just from their region. They get financial support, they get technological support, experimentation opportunities, they get access to investments, and many, many other forms of support as well. So these are just a few that I listed. And just to give you an impression of the scale of this activity in Horizon 2020, there were already over 100 projects that were offering these cascading grants just in Horizon 2020 ICT area. These project issues over 300 calls, and there are still some more coming. Over 2,000 recipients received some form of support through these cascading grants. Close to 100 million euros was distributed. And the important part is that this offered a flexible funding scheme. So in each area, the main projects, could decide what type of funding they offered. So there were possibilities to get only a few hundred euros to travel and network, up to several 100,000 euros to implement innovative solutions and get support in realizing them in the market. There's also many different areas from manufacturing to agriculture where such calls were available. And there were even very, very quick schemes when COVID hit to quickly get the innovative SMEs involved to find solutions to make everyday life easier in many, many areas, from health to technology. So I will stop there because I was asked to speak about 5 minutes. But in order for you to understand how beneficial it is for the SMEs that you are supporting in your e-dih, I think there are several more speakers coming up today who can really truly testify from a first-person view how it has helped them benefit from these grants. Thank you.
Thank you, Edina. You have Edina's contact details here and also in the presentation. But now let's talk with Inga. Inga, you are members of Smart Agri Hub project, and as a DIH, could you please explain what this project brought to you? What kind of opportunities it gave to your DIH in order to support your local and regional SMEs?
Hi everyone, my name is Inga Berziņa from Latvia Union Farmers Parliament, and for smart digitalization in the farming sector, it's necessary to have different competencies. And Farmers Parliament Union, which is joining around 800 producing farmers and sectoral organizations, joined for the Smart Agri Hubs project for this digital farming issues. And the project is already running for almost 1.5 years, and we noticed a lot of opportunities. And first, that we have this innovation portal with networking possibilities in Europe. The website www.smartagrihubs.eu, and this innovation portal at the beginning were 118 BICs. The target is to reach 260, but at this stage already there are registered 249 digital innovation hubs. And in 2020 there were around 50,000 visitors. And there are registered organizations from all over the world, and 14% also from non-EU countries. Then there is on the innovation portal is a lot of trainings. The project offers different training, especially for different development operations. For instance, such webinars as business models, governance, new ways in COVID COVID-19 situations for agri-food sector, data sharing, skills for farming. And all this help DICs to provide and give better services. The other tool that is developed in the portal is self-assessment or innovation services maturity model. That means to identify what is the maturity level of your DIC, what kind of services offering, strengths and weaknesses, and also we can see what could be improved. And not only to do only by ourselves, but also we can get the assistance, and that helps to grow our DIC. And I already spoke about open calls that also the Smart AgriHubs project implements open calls, and the project assigned 5 million euros for this type of activities. And the main target is to expand innovation experiments. And this help for the experiment is digital innovation hubs with different stakeholders, especially SMEs, to develop these experiments. The next deadline is for the next call, 17th of February. And also DIH is a place in the region as one-stop shop for farmers. And we in our country providing different trainings, matching farmers with IT providers, and made digital solutions on our website www.smartagro.lv, where we provide this digital environment for our services. And if we spoke about open calls, that we also have the experience to participate in the open call as partner in IOF project open call. Thank you.
Okay, so Inga, just to sum up, so the advantages of participating in Smart AgriHub as a EDIH were not only for the SMEs that are part of your ecosystem, but also for yourself, for your EDIH to increase the services that you will provide, and also to know what you have to do to be more mature of the type of services that the SMEs would demand you, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, hope is that as DIC we could focus on the new digital technologies, and especially as we are farmers organization based, that we focus on end user needs. Mm-hmm. And that means that we try to implement different experiments and to be the intermediary between the technology providers and end users, and also to make these innovations user-friendly, to simplify them, because we need that there are technologies but need very good explanations how to use them. Yeah. Also, as you mentioned, that the project helps to continue development of our DH and creation of different digital technologies, and also this access to the DIH network and networking with different technology providers and scientists.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you very much, Inga. And Alberto, I would like to invite you now to share your experience as an SME. How did you decide to apply to this cascading funding? How much did your DIH contribute? And from your point of view, what should be the role of DIH as an SME? Please, we are very interested in hearing your point of view.
So thank you. Thank you very much, Maria. Can you hear me well, right?
Yes.
Perfect. So thank you very much first for the invitation. As you mentioned, we are participating in two cascade funding grants, which are the ones that you can see on the screen. Particularly for an SME, as we are as well. Well, we funded the company 5 years ago, and we have been growing rapidly during the last 5 years. So this kind of opportunity grants are extremely important for us to support our growth strategy, as well as to make right partners or build our network. Regarding the EDIH support that we receive, it is, well, as it has been mentioned by Edina, over the last Horizon 2020 program, there has been, if I am not mistaken, more than 100 projects and 300 cascade funding grants, which, when working in SME, you are really focused on the work that you have on your daily basis, and, well, not forgetting what you have in the future. But it is really difficult for an SME to, let's say, get to know everything behind these cascade grants, as well as to know the whole picture of all the grants that are there. So particularly for us, it was really useful to know, or to have this figure of the EDIH to somehow present us the right opportunities, and the ones that were more suitable for our company, and our strategy or our technology. So, and I don't remember well your last question. Can you
Yes.
repeat?
So what do you think? I mean, for instance, in your case, your DIH was important for you to take the decision to participate in this opportunity. So I would really like, to hear, how do you think the DIH could support better SMEs, or maybe share how your DIH contacted you? How was the relationship?
Yeah. So actually, we have a good relationship with our DIH. So they know our needs, and, well, of course, they help us in looking for opportunities that are more suitable to us or for us. And I think this is the right way, or the right, let's say, responsibility that they must have with SMEs and startups all over Europe. Particularly because, as I was saying, we are not always aware of all the opportunities that are at our disposal, and they are the ones that have all the knowledge and that can support and filter the opportunities to the startups or SMEs that are working in different files. So for me, there are three, or at least two important things that an EDIH should have, that are communication with the startups, proximity with startups or SMEs, and serve as a catalyst of all the innovation opportunities that are there.
Okay. Thank you very much. So, also, since our audience thinks that one of the main activities that can be done through Cascade funding is exploring new business model, could you please explain us what happened with Bosonit and the new company that you are now starting, thanks to your participation in cascading fundings? Because this is just the example of a new business model, no, that has been developed.
Yeah, that's right. So actually, as mentioned, we started operations in Bosonit in 2015, so 5 years ago, and we discovered these opportunities around last year. As well as we have been growing rapidly, we were not aware of all these opportunities, and I would like to say that it is not always everything about the funding. That, of course, for an SME like us, it is extremely important, but also it gives you an opportunity to explore new business models, or to pivot even your business model. It also helps us to somehow prove new technologies within different areas that were not in our roadmap, or that were in our roadmap, but somehow they were not expected to happen earlier in our strategy and growth strategy. So what it happens last year is that, thanks to one of the projects that we participated, we realized that there were a huge opportunity within the IoT world, and we decided to create Elliott Cloud as a spin-off of Bosonit. So Elliott Cloud, it is somehow the result of one of these projects because we proved the success of the technology in one of the cascade funding opportunities that we had, and then with this technology validated in a real environment and even for free because we received the grant for making the experiment, which is extremely supportive. We decided to create because of the let's say the future that it has, the IoT world. So in October last year, we decided to start Elliott Cloud, which is indeed the first spin-off of Bosonit Group.
Okay, thank you. So I think it's very important, no, what you mentioned about proximity, being catalyst of the opportunities to really, the EDIH should transmit to the SMEs the right opportunity because it's impossible to navigate through all these cascade funding opportunities. You need to invest time, and sometimes it's not so evident, no, for the SMEs. So thank you, Alberto. And Inga, coming back to your experience as a EDIH within a European project, what do you think you have done differently having participated in Smart Agri Hubs? Or maybe what are the advantages that after the project ends you will have to offer to your SMEs?
Good question. But we are happy and have got experience by participating in flagship innovation experiments. And our groundwater and meteor sensors experiment is finishing, and this allowed us farmers to apply and for make additional instrument for farmers and agronomists for planning field interventions and decision making. There is a technical solution for data, information, and analytic functions to support these decisions. And this experiment taught us that it's very important to work with IT companies, to work with SMEs, and to provide the latest information, and to work on a lot of explanational training activities. That one issue is to explain in IT language, but there is farmers and the end users would like to have it in simpler language and understandable language. And as I told, this groundwater and meteor sensors experiment involves just one farm of Latvia, and now will join the Czech farm coming very soon. But also that this experiment gives possibilities to other SMEs to join to the system and with their data, with their sensor data, with the field data to the experiment, and also to have this data which helps in everyday farm life. And in this web application is integrated spatial data, sensor data, meteorological analysis of soil testability, sowing window, spray window, frost risk, fertilization areas, protected zones with showing restrictions that apply fertilizers, daily change in NDV values, and crop climate risk and monitoring forecast. And after the experiment, all this system will be on the EDIH platform, and we will administrate further on these activities.
So I guess all these activities that have you listed, of course, for one EDIH would have been impossible maybe to develop, all these tools and put them at the disposal of the SME. So this is one of the clear advantages, and I guess this is also one of the things that the EDIH will work, to put together all the offer and try, to make this available to whatever SME it is, not only at regional level. So thank you, Inga. Edina, I'm curious to know, since you have all these statistics of the SMEs that have participated, why do you think EDIH shouldn't miss this opportunity?
Okay, thanks for the question. Well, basically, in my view, these cascading grants are essentially gateways to the SMEs that the EDIH are serving. They're gateways to really vibrant ecosystems all over Europe. So it's a way for them to look beyond their own region, to help them establish themselves, make contacts, access technology, or pass on technology beyond their own regions. So cascading grants, I think, form a channel to top European technology developed through Horizon Europe. And it will help these EDIHs realize their mission to support SMEs in their region and across Europe in digital transformation.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes, for sure. So yeah, although in the Horizon Europe there won't be a cascading fund for EDIHs, it's true that, for instance, in internal analysis that we did at Funding Box, we have seen that it is foreseen that more or less 25 new topics will have cascading grants. In cluster 4 and 10 others in the other clusters. So it's an opportunity that is up and running in H2020, but it will continue in Horizon Europe. So it's something that all EDIHs should have in mind, how to take advantage of these opportunities, how to be involved in all the networks that the different European projects and European initiatives such I4MS, Smart Anything Everywhere, EDIH Square that I can see now in the screen are developing to support the DIHs and also to use the DIHs as evangelizers of the SMEs because as Alberto was mentioned, proximity is key. You have access to your network of local and regional SME. You know their needs. So you are the one that can really provide customized information on the available opportunities, you know. So before closing the session, Maite, I don't know if there are some questions.
Yes, Maria. So it seems, the most voted question, I think is already clarified, but I don't know if you want to elaborate on it or so it is cascade funding grants allowed through EDIH or I suppose it's through Digital Europe, right? In previous sessions, we understood that only subcontracting is allowed. Mm-hmm. Anything else to add?
Well, as I was just mentioning, in Digital Euro program, there is no such cascading grants, but there will be in H2020, in Horizon Europe, there will be further opportunities.
Okay. Then we have people interested in knowing if an EDIH can include resources to communicate these opportunities, or is it expected to be provided by the EEM partners involved? Who should take care of this action in an EDIH?
Well, I don't know, Edina, maybe you want to answer this question?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the role of researchers and EN here is a bit different because researchers will be the ones who know what top technology is coming out that is ready for use everywhere, whereas EN can help make contacts with SMEs in their given region. So I think they have very different roles in this. I don't know, quadruple, quintuple helix, or whatever you want to call it at this point.
Also, some people is asking is there a central place where SMEs can search for cascade funding opportunities? Maybe here I can say that in the chat part, I was sharing some links of interest, okay, on the portal of the European Commission, on the net, also on Funding Box, where, there are some interesting compilations of the funding opportunities.
Yes, as I was showing also in the slides, I'm now going back You can download all the slides from the tab I was showing you, but you have it also here. As Maite mentioned, the EDIH, also the European Commission, and also the Funding Box website. That you have all the links in the PPT.
Okay, I think that those were the most voted questions.
Okay, so thank you very much. Maybe I will ask each of the speakers for a last statement. So, what will be your recommendations to the DIHs of the EDIH about the cascading fund? So maybe Alberto, as an SME.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so let me share my recommendation or give my recommendation to the potential SMEs that may see this video. So I strongly recommend you to apply to these cascade funding grants, as it is a real opportunity and it gives you a wide variety of opportunities all around Europe, and it helps your company's growth.
Thank you, Alberto. Inga, the last recommendation based on your experience.
Yes, I really agree with Alberto that really we have to take these opportunities. Of course, have to mention that competence, for instance, is very high. Competition is very high, but if not always you will be rejected, and you have to make a good partnership. And this also is very good point if you have team to work together, and it's one big point of your success.
Yeah. Thank you, Inga. And Edina, maybe if you would like to add something.
Yes, I think cascading grants provide a really fast, simple, and flexible scheme for SMEs. So EDIHs should pay attention to them and use them to position their SMEs in ecosystems around Europe and position their SMEs to access the best technology and deploy it around Europe.
Yeah. Thank you, Edina. Yeah, then from my side, just as a wrap up, that as we have been mentioning today, cascading funds is a vehicle for SMEs to take advantage of new technologies, to test them, to develop new business models, also develop their digital skills, but also it's an opportunity for the EDIH because besides the funds, there are plenty of opportunities for the EDIHs, as I said, to be intermediary bodies, to support their SMEs, to get access to different trainings that the different projects offering cascading funds are delivering to the EDIHs, because you have a key role here, as Alberto was mentioning. You are next to your SMEs, you know your needs, and I'm sure that all these cascade grant projects needs you, and you can also take advantage of the opportunities and activities, networking activities that they are organizing. So thank you very much to all of you. I wish you have a nice continuing of the different sessions, and yes, keep all safe. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.